out of the political race, presidential race. More time for ice cream. Haagen-Dazs, better watch out. He's coming for your chocolate chip ice cream. So, yeah, huge change of events today. Last night, in fact, last night we were saying that I did not think personally that he would drop out. I figured he'd go to the very end. And, if he lost, oh, it's because he's, not okay. And everything like that. But wow, drops out. Gives us a great letter as he resigns. I'll read it to you here. Joseph R. Biden Jr. It kind of reads as an obituary. My fellow Americans. Okay, cool. Over the past 3.5 years, we have made great progress as a nation. Wow. Line number one. Line number one. Today, America has the strongest economy in the world. Very debatable. We've made historic investments in rebuilding our nation because you tore it down. In lowering prescription drug costs for seniors and in expanding affordable health care to record number of Americans. It's because you're giving health care to illegal aliens. That's okay. We provided critical need care to a million veterans exposed to toxic substances. Just a million. Why not more than a million? There's many million that have been, affected. Passed the first gun safety law in 30 years. Okay. Appointed the first African American woman to the Supreme Court. Yeah, it was for your good. And passed the most significant climate legislation in the history of the world. It's because we're really the only ones that care about the environment sometimes. America has never been better positioned to lead than we are today. Yeah, because you're gone. You only got like 4 months left, and then we can move on. I know none of this could have been done without you, the American people. Together we overcame a once in a century pandemic and the worst economic crisis since the Great Depression. I don't know about you, but I was doing really good 3.5 years ago. Not so much now. It's it's been the greatest honor of my life to serve as your president. And while it has been my intention to seek re-election, I believe it is in the best interest of my party and the country for me to stand down and to focus solely on fulfilling my duties as president for the remainder of my term. Oh, all right. Thank you for at least stepping down. You could have just quit altogether. That'd be all right. I will speak to the nation later this week in more detail about my decision. Yeah, because they wrote this, he put pen to paper and then he had to go take a nap. So for now, let me express my deepest gratitude to all those who have worked so hard to see me reelected. I want to thank Vice President Kamala Harris for being an extraordinary partner in all this work. What does she really do? What does she do? For now, let me express my deepest gratitude to. I've read that. Well, hello, hello, Mr. Screen, Mr. Screen. Our teleprompter went off. That's because we're really high tech here. And let me express my heartfelt appreciation to the American people for the faith and trust that you have placed in me. I give you as much faith and trust as ice cream on the curb in 90-degree weather. I believe today what I always have, that there is nothing America can't do. I believe that. Okay, so I believe with one thing that Biden's saying here. When we do it together, exactly, we need to work together. We just have to remember we are the United States of America. Joseph R. Biden. Let's just have a moment of silence for Mr. Joe here. Okay, that's enough. Let's move on. Looks like we got some folks in the chat. We are on here on Rumble and YouTube. Anthony Blake says, yes, what happens? Yes, what happens? Yes, what happens? Okay. Milky, what's up, brother? What's up? What's up? Looks like we got Anthony Blaze saying, hope it isn't Harris. Pretty much the forerunner. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. Christina Payne, good evening over on the YouTubes. So, it was after 8. I don't know what that means, Anthony. Don't know what that means, but yeah. So Biden drops out. I was literally sitting here in my garage, as you can see, doing some stuff on my laser, cleaning up a little bit, and it came across something YouTube or somewhere that he had, resigned. I was like, what? No, no. I'm like, nah, it's a Sunday ploy. It's all a game. Yeah, Joe dropped out of the race. Good, bad, ugly. Who knows? We'll see. Um, but as he dropped out, 30 minutes later, another letter drops endorsing Kamala Harris. You knew it was coming. He almost can't endorse her because they got to work together for the next 4 months. So it's not like he can go, "Hey, I want so and so to do it now." Bro, what about me? So there's an invisible guy we gotta talk to sometimes. Milky said, "Very shocking news. I never thought he'd step aside. I did not either. To be totally and completely honest with you, I did not see it coming." So, um, and then there was another endorsement for Kamala Harris here recently. And I'm sure there's more. I'm not. I haven't been up to date in the last about 30 minutes, but Clinton, not the Clintons, Bill. Bill Clinton endorsed Harris. Haven't heard anything about Hillary saying, "Hey, she's my gal." Does that leave the door open for Hillary to slip back in? We get another 2016. We get another race between them, and we know how the dirt flew on that one. So let's see. Let's see. So he wrote the letter after 8 p.m. Okay. Okay. Thank you for clarifying that. I didn't know what you meant there, Anthony Bruce. Yeah, after 8 p.m. he was already in bed, bro. So, um, you know, they're talking vice president now, and it pretty much looks like it's going to be, if the presidential nomination is going to be Harris, it sounds pretty much like it's going to be Josh Shapiro coming in as the VP out of Pennsylvania. It is. So let me check. Yes, Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro sounds like he might get the nod for VP. But there's a whole list. There's a whole list. There's a whole list for president. There's a whole list for VP. And there's so many different contingencies that are going to have to happen for all this to happen. So um, I'm going to throw one name out there, see where it sticks. You know, Michelle Obama. She's never held a political office in her life. She basically said she doesn't want to do anything like that. But we all know Obama's been running the presidency for the last 3.5 years behind the scenes. That just gives him another chance to get his name back out there. Lets him have a little bit more power. So, um, so will Harris debate Trump before November? There is a debate set for September between Biden and Trump. We'll have to see if they continue whoever the Democrats nominate. If they're going to hold to that, or if they're going to rebut on that. So hard to tell. Hard to say. Great questions. Anthony Blaze said could be all female, maybe too. Yes, possibly, because I've got some names here. Michelle Obama. Yeah, throw it out there again. I gave her a 3% chance of running, so let me know if I'm right or not. Gretchen Whitmer, Michigan, complete idiot, but she did some really really crazy things during COVID. She basically locked her state down, but then her husband could go sailing on the lake and have fun, but everyone else was forced to stay in their homes and watch him sail his boat. So, we got California Governor Gavin Newsom, possibly. His name's been thrown around there for years, really. This is a new one to me. Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear. Heard the name. Don't know much about him, but there we go. Now that Biden has stood down, can he run again in the future for another term? I know he's old and probably won't, but could he? Yes, he could, because he is technically only served for if he finishes this term, he is only served for 4 years. Says nothing about not running again. It just says you can't run more than you can't be president more than 10 years. So yes, definitely. And then here's a real bell ringer here. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg. He ran last time. Um, he knows that a train station is where the train goes, and that's about it. I don't see them doing that. And then, of course, I threw Michelle Obama in there. It is, 3%er. And then there's another name out there that we kind of said before, but what about Hillary? Again, we've seen Bill Clinton come out. It did not say we as the Clintons endorse Harris. It was Bill Clinton endorsed Harris. If I am incorrect, let me know, please. Let me know, please. But it did not say Bill and Hillary Clinton endorse. It was Bill Clinton endorses. So does that leave the door open for Hillary, or was she still sleeping too? She didn't even know he quit. So, what about Sanders? Bernie Sanders, another great name. And we'll talk about the conventions, what their options are here in just a minute, because they do have a convention coming up in the middle of August. There's some deadlines though they have to hit before that, because Ohio, you have to be on the ballot 90 days before the election, or your name doesn't go on the ballot. So that's like August 8th, I think, and their convention's not till the middle of August, so they got to figure something out. Or yeah, so yeah, that's my short list there. Um, if I had to say anybody, it's going to be Harris. She's already there. Now, vice president. Ooh, I don't know. Man, on the short list here, I would have to say probably Newsom, maybe Newsom or Shapiro. Yeah, more Shapiro than anybody is my guess. So if they don't pick a nominee before the convention, the event typically a formality with outcome predetermined already by the primaries, but we're not going to have primaries. We don't have time. It could turn into a cage match that we haven't seen in decades. That's for sure. For sure. But all the money Biden has got can't go to anyone else unless it can go to Harris. I can't see who else could raise that kind of support in 109 days. Very true. Very true on that one. So, um, they could have a mini primary that would occur before the convention. It would be a series of town hall meetings, public forums, speeches, and debates to determine Biden's successor. Um, I don't really see him doing that. Again, time frame. They don't have much time. But that all kind of goes by whether Biden actually endorsed someone. Yes, the Dems are sweating bullets. But since Biden has already endorsed Harris, it's pretty much set in stone. Um, Most of the Dems are not going to go against a sitting Democratic president on who he picks. So all that is unlikely to happen. Now, there's two different kind of conventions they can have. There's probably more, but I just researched two of them here. An open convention. This leaves the delegates free to vote for whoever they want. But since Biden endorsed Harris, most, if not all, will pledge to Harris, although they're not required to do so. So it could get interesting. And then a broker convention. Oh my! The broker convention could go for days, weeks. Again, time frame. So they have to do something soon, quick. A broker convention. If all the delegates came to the convention uncommitted, so none have backed anybody. But this is subject to backroom deals, broker deals by local and state party bosses, and elected officials. If this occurs, they usually hundreds of rounds of voting before a clear winner is picked, because it has to be a clear winner. It can't be just anybody. So I don't see anybody but Harris getting the nomination, to be totally honest. I mean, I gave um, one 3% chance. I gave um, Michelle 3% chance of getting in. Um, the vice president, I think, is going to be Shapiro. Unless, like Anthony said, goes with another woman vice president and president. That would be unprecedented to have a all woman force going in there because we've had Hillary running before, but she had a male um, vice president, and then of course we have Joe with a female vice president, but we have never had two females running for president and vice president. And you got to remember, vice president never gets a vote. Nobody votes for the vice president. Um, Now, like in my state, we can have a Republican governor and a lieutenant governor, vice governor, whatever you want to call him, this lieutenant governor here. We can have different parties, which I think is awesome. That way they can bounce ideas off each other, and it actually here in my state, it's built a good state. And unfortunately, my governor has to leave office this year. He's termed out, so that goes back to our conversation last night too. We talked about term limits a lot. I'm for them in the right case, but how do you say what the right case is and not? So, because there's some people that believe in term limits, or some people that don't. So, um, yeah. So, what kind of convention do we have? And of course, Democrats are going to Chicago, murder capital of the world. Unfortunately, I have to say that, but it's true. Um, I don't see anybody but Harris coming out of Chicago with the nomination. Again, Michelle 3%. I'll give Hillary a 5% chance of running, not winning, running. I still think it's in the bag for Trump, and especially at this point, after his rally yesterday and that speech he gave, people are behind him. Haven't seen polls today because again I've been trying to research all of this and do my daily business, but did not expect to jump on tonight, but we did. So got 5 on Rumble, 1 over on YouTube. Thank you everyone for following us. Make sure you follow us here on Rumble and YouTube. So, and the money, I don't remember. I don't think the money can be transferred to another candidate. I think it basically goes back to the donators, and then the donators choose whether they want to redonate or not. So that could get interesting. Yeah, let's go, Brandon. So, but yeah, I was flipping through Facebook or Instagram or something, and I saw the letter from Joe Biden. I'm like, oh, somebody's playing a good trick. And I read it, and I'm like, wait a second. So I went over on YouTube and found Fox News or somebody that had it on. See, it was CBS actually, CBS fake news. Um, and they were commenting on it. I'm like, whoa, okay, okay. So this isn't somebody just playing a little prank here, but yeah. So I have never been this political in my life. I do enjoy it. I'm having a lot of fun with it, meeting a lot of cool people. Um, Guys, this is just the beginning. It's going to be a rocky road until November. And then from November till January could be really interesting if and when, let's put it that way, Trump wins, gets the nomination. Again, he doesn't take office till January. So even though he wins the first week in November, he doesn't take office till like the third week of January. So Joe's still in there. Joe's a lame duck. They're talking now that he probably won't get much done, and that's kind of the way it is. In November, a new president is elected. If a new president is elected or reelected, they still do stuff. If it's a new president being elected in November, the old president basically just packs up his stuff and bides his time. Takes vacations on us probably, and eats our caviar. Definitely scary times ahead. Yes, yes. I'm kind of surprised we haven't heard, and knock on wood, I haven't heard of any issues within the states today with what has come down with Biden today. I would hope we wouldn't. I hope we're past all that, but we know we're not. Yeah, he eats chocolate chip ice cream too. Um, but yeah, so it's I don't know, it's a scary situation. Um, Anybody who's in the states, I know Milky, you are not, but I know Anthony is. So I would just prepare prepare yourself. I'm not a prepper, anything like that. I've never done anything like that, but I don't know. It's gonna be a wild, what, 3 months. So I find the U.S. elections take a damn age. Here in the UK, we elect and vote a new leader in 5 weeks. Wow, nice. That could be good. That could be bad, but I don't, and I don't follow UK politics at all that hard. But I don't hear or see like too many big issues like it's over here. I mean, we're so much bigger too. Um, you know, you birthed us, but um, we've got so many more issues and so many more people, so much more, just everything. And there's sometimes I think it's way too long and drawn out for sure. I totally agree with it. Too hard, guys. Um, but you need it. In my opinion, we knew who the two. Well, we thought we knew who the two um, nominees were going to be. Sorry, drew a blank there. Two nominees who were going to be back beginning of the year. Pretty much saw the writing on the wall, but apparently the writing on the bathroom stall was wrong. Yeah. Oh, I agree. I think there's a middle ground. 5 weeks is too quick, but almost a year is way too long. I totally agree with that. Um, and a lot of it I think is just to raise money. Completely honest with you. So it all goes to their super PACs. Um, does it? People have already made their decision way before November. I don't know too many people that walk in. I think it's November 5th this year. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe it's November 5th. I don't know too many people who are going to walk in the morning of November 5th, or the afternoon, the early evening, and go, who should I vote for? I just don't see too many people doing that. I know that I usually try to go before I go to work. Um, and the 2016, I think I was the fourth person that voted. Um, and jokingly, I'm from Chicago, and I said that area, and I said, "No, I can come back later after work and vote again, right?" And I thought the lady was going to rip my ballot up and throw me out. I'm like, "Lady, I'm kidding." And I explained it. She's like, "Oh, okay. Wow, calm down." I mean, dead people in Chicago vote, so why not? Okay, Milky said, "I want to enter the running. I know y'all would vote for me. Damn, the house is white. That's my color. I'm Milky." Laugh. Exactly, exactly. So, um, I've often said that when when I retire, I'd run for some kind of city office or something because um, legally with my job, I cannot hold a political office because where I work, we do receive tax funds to do our job. So I cannot. It's a weird situation. I cannot work at a place that receives tax funding, and I may be one of the people that would make a decision on that tax funding. It's a conflict of interest. So I've often joked around and said, when I retire, which is just a few years to be honest with you, hopefully, then I'd run for small town mayor or dog catcher or something, or just have fun with it. But the more and more I think about it, the more and more I'm like, no, if I retire, I'm going to go live in a hut in the woods. So yeah, there's 8 of us here. Thank you guys for coming out. Having a lot of fun with this app for sure. So we're 25 minutes in. Now there's 9 of you here. Thank you very much. I know there's a lot going on today. It's a beautiful Sunday here. It looks like it's going to rain anytime. I say beautiful because it's not 900 degrees either. So, but I don't, man, I don't know. I don't know. Anthony, what do you think? I know you're in the west part of the country. Um, he's gonna go play Fortnite. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say Anthony's on the West Coast area. I'm Sure, politics are different there than they are here in the Midwest. You get closer to DC, it gets even crazier. So it's just, you know, it is what it is. Politics are politics, and again, I don't care if you're red, blue, pink, green, orange. You vote left, right, up, center. I don't care. I don't care if you don't vote. The only thing is, if you don't vote, don't voice your opinion to me. That's all there is to it. You can't be burdened to leave your home. And that'll get me on another subject here in just a second. But if you can't leave your home to go vote, then don't complain with what gets or who gets nominated and who gets elected. The early voting, too, I think is ridiculous. I am sorry. Absentee ballots for the longest time were for folks that could not make it. Military who's overseas or serving someplace, invalids in a home care, somebody in a hospital. That's an absentee ballot. It's not absentee ballot because you don't want to leave your mama's basement. Leave your Fortnite and your Cheetos behind for 12 minutes so you can go vote. Yeah, I know. There's places that it takes a lot longer to vote than 12 minutes. My area is the same way. You go at the wrong time, you could be there 2 or 3 hours. What are your thoughts on Harris? What does she stand for? She's pretty much a Bidenite. Believes everything Joe does. She was I believe, attorney general before. She's a lawyer. You know how we all think about lawyers. She has done nothing since she's been vice president. Now, I say that because vice presidents don't really do much. They're more of a face. They're more of a backup in case something happens. They're there. They do get a deciding vote in the Senate if it's a tied house. They do get the deciding vote. So I don't think she's ever had to vote, but if she did, we know which way she would lean, of course, because that's her party. But I just don't. I don't agree with um, her theories on a lot of stuff. That's it. And of course, I don't. I don't agree with Democrats. There. Let me rephrase that. There are some things that Democrats believe in or preach that, okay, to a point, I understand what you're saying. Otherwise, it's complete gibberish to me. Again, I'm not completely schooled on political. I'm no political science major like a lot of folks on here. I'm just a hillbilly sitting in my garage talking to you guys, trying to better myself while hopefully bettering someone else. And I know I have because Milky here has blown my phone up the last week, and I love it. I love it. He is my brother from another mother. So, but um, I think if Harris gets the nod, Trump is, I'm going to say, a 90% shoe in. I believe the only way that Harris can beat Trump at this point, or any point, to be totally honest with you, is if they cheat. And I hate to say it, we've already seen it. I believe it was Arizona the other day during the big, massive crowd strike outage, computer outage. What was that, Friday, I believe? They had early voting machines that went down. Well, here's a theory, right? If the machines are not connected to the internet, why did a computer outage cause the machines to go down? But that's just me being uh, controversial or a conspiracy theorist. So yes. Who else is in the chat tonight? Please speak up. We want to engage with new folks at all. Yes. Looks like we got 8 people watching. 6 on Rumble, 2 on the YouTubes, 7 on Rumble. There we go. We got another one. So maybe Mr. Trump will come on and speak with us. Probably Danielle Trump or somebody that's a very valid point. Yeah. And that was actually brought up by someone else in our private chat on Instagram yesterday, I believe it was, or the day before, that how does a internet outage affect a machine that's supposedly not even hooked to the internet? So okay, so yeah, it's crazy to think. It's crazy to think that. And by the way, dinner's done. I have biscuits and gravy tonight, so it smells like bacon, but we're having biscuits and gravy. So. But it's all right. I'm talking to you guys. We're gonna hang out for a little bit more. Any more questions out there? Any more questions? I'll answer to the best of my ability. I'm again no perfect person on this. Far from it. Getting better, hopefully. So uh, it's crazy to think that I'm sitting here talking politics because up until a week ago, most of my very good friends didn't even know which way I really leaned. So, um, and I'd vote for Miss Poppins if she runs. Okay, I'll have to let her know that. I don't think she'd run because she'd be like, vote for everyone and they all get a new kitten. So everyone would end up with a new cat. Sure, I'm sure. But yeah, but yeah, I would never have thought I'd be sitting here on Rumble talking politics. That's for sure. And we're just biding our time over on YouTube. So to be totally honest with you, um, we dual stream it over to YouTube. We've actually lost 3 subs in the last 4 days on YouTube. I love it. Thank you. But we've gained 4 or 5 over here, so that's awesome. Yeah, try Rumble out, guys. Free speech. You can speak with what you want. There's very, very few rules. I mean, the obvious ones. But yeah, YouTube has. We've had a channel over there for about 3 years, and we actually got copyrighted on 2 videos that were put up 2.5 years ago, the other day, because I said something in them that's not that goes against their guidelines. Well, if you want me to send you my 14 cents I made off those 2 videos, let me know. Send them in a cashier's check. So that's a perfect policy. There you go. Exactly. Let's see. Milky has found the emojis here on Rumble. There's a whole list of them. But yeah, I see Harris getting the nomination. I don't see a contested convention. I don't see a broker convention. I don't see an open convention. I just see the states going in and giving her the wave. Is that Joe Biden dancing down there? I just see them giving her the "you're good to go, let's go." It's gonna be a rocky 3 months, though. It really is. Let me know, guys. Do you think they're still gonna do the debate that they're supposed to do? They're supposed to do the debate. I believe it's mid-September with Trump and Biden, but it was so hard for them to actually wrangle down 2 days and all the rules and who's going to do it for Trump Biden. It could take them 2 months to figure out the rules for this next one. What's allowed to be said, what's not allowed to be said, what questions are good, what questions are bad. It's crazy. So my neighbor just started a lawnmower too. They're going to mow the grass now. Finally, it's only 1.5 feet tall. So, but yeah. So there's 7 of you watching. I really do appreciate it, guys. We're going for 34 minutes. You guys are awesome. So that's my take on Joe Biden resigning. Thankfully, and I gotta say, Joe, good job. Yeah, you heard me say it. Good job, Joe. Um, you did the right thing for the country. Now, the really really good thing, really really right thing would be for you to just step down as president, but you're not going to do that because that's a tarnishment on your family, your name, your legacy, whatever that may be to you. I don't know. I don't see how you could have much of a legacy other than being a cranky old man in the office and holding the country hostage. So, but that's just me. That's just me. So, but yeah, thank you for stepping down. We'll see who we get in the back, in the back end of this, and who steps up. Um, you know, again, I'm gonna say Harris is gonna get the nomination with Shapiro getting the VP nomination. Could be completely wrong. We'll have to see. But yeah, but I give Trump a 90% chance of winning right now without any cheating. There has to be a plus minus in there. So I'm strapped in for the whole ride. I have to see Biden replacement debate Trump. If they don't, then it's an issue for me. And I totally agree with that. I totally agree with that because we already know where Biden stood on a lot of stuff. Whoever his replacement is going to be, we're pretty much going to know where they stand on things. But we need to hear it from them. We need to hear it from their own mouth what they think, what their stance is on everything. And if they can't even get into the debate stage and do one single debate before the election, that's an issue. Just like Milky said, that's an issue for me as well. I'd debate Trump right now. I don't care. I donated $5 earlier and asked him for dinner because he said $2 get you lunch. So I figured 5 would get you dinner, right? So there we go. Sorry, I clicked a button and there we go. We back. We back. All right. Yeah. Again, going back to the debate thing. It has to happen. It just has to. I just the thing that gets me questioning Harris is the Clinton thing because it didn't say the Clintons endorsed Harris. It was William J. Clinton. I think it was J. I think. Yeah, William Jefferson Clinton endorses Harris. It wasn't myself and Hillary. No. So who knows? I love the flag. Thank you. Thank you. I made that myself in my woodworking shop. It's one of my very first ones. So it's not the greatest, but hey, it's hanging there. So. Yes. 7 will be here all on Rumble. Thank you, everyone. Make sure you follow us here on Rumble, guys. Like the stream. That would do awesome, too. So we're going to jump off here in less than 3 minutes. If anybody's got any questions, let us know. They're getting closer with lawnmowers, so it's going to get harder to hear. And let us know what you think of the stream. Comment over on YouTube. Comment down below on here. Like it. And tell your friends. We'll probably be back pretty soon. Who knows? So, thank you, everyone who's been here tonight. Milky, Anthony, Christina Payne. That's the only thing I saw. That's the only 3 people I saw comment. So, thank you very much. Says there's 7 of you watching. That's just the weirdest thing. So, but yeah, I truly appreciate each and every one of you. And we always say that on YouTube too, but we're saying it over here as well. Truly appreciate each and every one of you, and we totally appreciate the military and all the soldiers who have given everything so we can do silly stuff like that, talk about campaigns and talk about politics. It's all because of you that we can do this. Um, Anywhere else, we wouldn't be able to talk this freely about anything without the Gestapo coming through the back door and, you know, tying us up in the streets. So, um, totally thank you so much, everybody. And we're going to get out of here. But again, any more big news, political news comes up, check us out. Again, we're not the greatest, we're not the best, but hey, we're kind of on time, and we'd like to have fun with it. So, guys, we'll talk to you later. Thank you, everybody, and we'll see you. Bye.